Hey everyone, my name is Matt. Welcome to my shop. Today is November 8th and this is my weekly shop update. So I have been kind of through a few setbacks here with the bandsaw mill. The first thing is I was set back by a bolt. So last week I got the drive shaft for the mill. If you didn't see my live unboxing of that, I was playing around with live streaming again. This is the shaft for the drive side of the bandsaw mill. I got that last week, and I was going to get that get the bearings mounted and get going on that over the weekend. But on my idle wheel video, a few people mentioned that I should use a fine threaded bolt to bolt the bearing down to the mounting plate because the finer threads would have more clamping force, which makes sense. So I figured on the drive side, I'll go ahead and do that. But of course, nobody had here locally that I can get easily or quickly 3/4 inch fine threaded bolts or the taps. So I was waiting for those to come in. The bolts are coming in today, so I'll be getting the bearings mounted this afternoon as soon as I get this thing posted. So as I was doing that, I'm like, okay, let me get the motor set up. So I started working on that. And that is a 3-phase motor, so I am running that off of a variable frequency drive. And the VFD I'm using gave me all kinds of problems, and the information on the internet and the instruction manual are not that good for troubleshooting. So it took me about 5 hours to get that thing set up. I just got it running this morning. I'm pretty excited because it worked. So the motor is ready to go. I can move forward with the motor mounts on the mill. So now I'm kind of getting everything together. So hopefully the next couple days I can really just get out there and get some work done on the mill. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been following along with that build, leaving all of your awesome comments, constructive criticism, and all your suggestions and things. It's really helpful, and it really helps me get through a project that big because I have never done it before, and it's kind of intimidating. So besides that, this week I did get the bench tops ready to go, or at least glued up, ready for finish prep. Let me show you those real quick. So here is the single board top that I showed last week. This one is ready for finishing, or ready for finish prep and then finishing. This is sand back the epoxy and get the surface ready. But this is the glued up one, and I thought this came out really cool and really interestingly. So these two boards are from different areas of the tree, but I really like how the grain just magically kind of flows together. I was kind of worried because these are kind of busy grain patterns, so they might be pretty noticeable. But if you look on here, you can kind of see how the grain kind of flows through one into the next. It's really cool. There's a couple areas here especially. So here the grain kind of comes up through here, and it kind of meets the grain here, and just kind of looks like it all flows together there. And then down here is really cool because it kind of sweeps together up into the next one. So I got pretty lucky with the grain on this top, but these are going to look really awesome when they're finished, that's for sure. So of course, here's the drive motor that I'm using, and then over here is this scary thing that's been sitting here in the background for a while, and this is going to be powering my up and down mechanism on the mill. I'll be removing this scary thing, whatever this is for, I have no idea, but I don't really want to turn this thing on with this cutter head installed. What's really cool here is a few people have asked me if I was going to add a debarker to the mill. I've considered doing it like as a low priority thing in the future, but when I do, I've got debarking blades already, I guess. So let's take a look at some viewer projects. First this week is a farm door console table and matching bookcases by Mike. I really like this idea of having those sliding doors on the console area. That's really cool. Mike has a YouTube channel you can check out as well, and I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Next is a bedside table by Jurre. It's made entirely out of oak, and he didn't apply a finish to it because he wanted the wood to remain as natural as possible. This was his first project where he used half laps and dovetail joints. He says he's proud of the result, but he would likely do it differently next time. Next is a box by Ben. He made this box for his grandpa after his dog had passed away. The box is made from maple and walnut, and this was his second attempt at hand-cutting dovetails and his first attempt at a router-based inlay. Next is the crib by Joseph. He used cherry and curly maple, and he used domino joinery and aluminum pegs so it could be taken apart. He also made a changing table out of the cherry, but he ran out of maple. So once I get this posted, I'll be working on getting the shaft mounted here, just getting ready for those bolts to get here. So I'll be drilling and tapping the holes in this mounting plate for that shaft. So I'm looking forward to that. This mill is going to start looking like a mill very, very soon, and I am extremely, extremely excited about that. I think, though, that's about all I have for this week. I'm really just trying to get that mill done before it gets ridiculously cold here. We've had weather here has been like 20 to 30 degrees warmer than it normally is this time of year, so I'm really trying to take advantage of that. Let me cut you off there, Matt. Instead of going in and editing this shop update, like I said I was going to, I spent the last couple hours out here in the shop working on getting the drive shaft mounted to the plate because I figured, well, I'll probably only want to drill a couple holes and get those tapped before I'm kind of sick of it. And I'm glad I did. So I'm going to go in and edit this video now, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a preview. I have one bearing mounted to the plate with those 3/4 inch bolts, and now I'm getting ready to get the other two mounted as well. I also want to give you a little bit of a heads up. I'm going to have a couple of, actually a few videos coming up in the future that have a sponsorship in them, so look out for those as well. I'm pretty excited about those. I think, though, that's about all I have for this week. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about anything I talked about today or anything here in my shop, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.